kind of caught me a little. Dwade. His, I don't know the proper pronoun to refer to his child as, but his child, I believe, identifies, I don't know if it's one or the other, identifies as a woman, but was born as a man. Forgive me. I'm being very careful. But truth be told, the thing that's fucked a lot of people up is, okay, we get the child. But D-Wade been looking fruitier than ever. Like, we don't know. Maybe that's what he was rocking before this child came out. We don't know. I'm just saying, D-Wade looking like he having more fun than the kid. I'm keeping it 1,000. D-Wade looking like D-Wade looking like, yo, he been trying to get in the WNBA this whole time. I'm just keeping it true. D-Wade looking like, once I seen D-Wade, like, I think the child that dyed their hair and D-Wade, like, he just got mad flamboyant. I'm like, wait, hold on now. And then I think I saw something and D-Wade was like, nah, I'm just trying to make my kid, like, comfortable. I was like, okay. Then I seen another one. I was like, nah, D-Wade like this shit. That nigga like that shit. D-Wade is on this shit. Now, I don't want to go further than this, but Gabrielle Union probably know a lot of shit about D-Wade. I'm going to just say that. Let me just move off this topic because, listen, I got love for everybody, man. Love wins. And whether you identify yourself as straight, bisexual, homosexual, whether you are, I don't even want to call it regular. If I call, like, being the same gender that, quote, unquote, you were born as, if I call that regular, my thing is irregular. If you're transgendered, if whatever you are, love yourself. I got no problems with y'all. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no beef. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm wondering from a sociological perspective if some of these realizations and some of these lifestyle choices has been influenced by watching this within the household as opposed to learning it. Because these days they're pushing for things to say, hey, when kids are born, don't call them he or she. Don't pick out colors that might be incongruent with, okay, this is for males or this is for females. Allow them the chance to pick their gender. Now, again, cool. But imagine if you're growing up in a household where it's looking like, hey, these are the genders that's being picked. Again, I don't want to get too much into this, but I'm just saying, I'm wondering if that has an effect, and I hope you guys wonder the same. You guys can comment in the comment section. I won't say no more. I'm trying to get canceled. Let's keep listening.
Intimate partners at the same time.
So I was like, how can I structure the way that I approach relationships with that in mind?
Yeah.
Also, doing research into polyamory, the main reasons why monogamous relationships or why marriage, why divorces happen is infidelity.
Yeah.
Let's say you haven't always been the kind of person that wanted to have sex all the time, but your partner is.
Right.
Are you going to be the person to say, just because I don't have these needs, you can't have them either?
Right.
Throughout the series, all three women have maintained an open mind with topics about sex, and mom Jada Pinkett Smith's reaction here was no different.
How did you feel when I told you that I was polyamorous?
When you were like, hey, this is my get down, I was like, I totally get it. Wanting to set up your life in a way that you can have what it is that...
Yo, look at the grandma, bro. What the fuck y'all got going on in here, man? What in the fuck y'all got going on in here, man? Yo, what y'all got going on? She can't smile or frown. She's just looking like, what the fuck? Wasn't that nigga Will Smith trying to join this Church of Scientology at one point, man? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, where does shit come from?
You can have what it is that you want. I think anything goes as long as the intentions are clear. You know what I mean?
To everyone.
Yeah. Most people are practicing monogamy because they feel like they have no other choice.
Right.
We all know that most people out here doing unethical non-monogamy any damn way.
And while Gammy tried to understand the concept, the matriarch pointed out that many people still believe in monogamous relationships.
There's comfort in that it provides to almost like a social order.
Yes.
To life and setting boundaries and commitments. I guess I'm not really clear on what it offers you.
Could you imagine being in a group and loving everyone equally,
No.
whether it be platonic or not?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Well, then I don't know what to say.
That's because
Yeah.
of Gam's ideas around love.
The conversation also looked to the future, and Willow admitted that for her to walk down the aisle one day, there would need to be some stipulations in place first.
What are your feelings and ideas around marriage as you know it today?
The history of marriage really irks me.
Yeah.
Just the history of marriage as a whole and what it has represented.
I'm wondering if her idea of the history of marriage involves her outlook on her mom being married to her dad. That's all I'm saying. Because if you ask me, and very transparent, and this conversation is a grown-up conversation, and I know I have a lot of young audience, but I'll throw it out. They won't go too much into it. My mom and dad was married. They divorced. I was raised primarily with my mom, most of my grandmother too. And watching how that turned out, and even like my brother, he was trying to get married to a girl, and watching those things erupt and just like not go well. Um, the conclusion that I made, and I only saw a successful, well-lasting marriage with my uncle and aunt, but my mom and dad didn't work. My oldest brother trying to didn't work. Like I seen other examples. I see my other aunt on like her fourth marriage, like, and I seen a lot of people who were single parents. Then I come over to the United States and then I look up and I realize that marriage is so fucking controlled and pretty much governed by the government and the courts. I say fuck marriage. I'm not into that. Truth be told, like I'm telling you how I came to some of my ideas about marriage. I'm wondering, a girl who's 20 who's talking about how she needs to set up her life. Man, I think at 20, I might have had my first heartbreak. You get what I mean? Like, she's all the way sold with this shit. So that's what leads me to say maybe she's just watched this from within. She's watched her mom and dad have fights and arguments over, at times, maybe just inconsistencies and trying to be monogamous, and maybe saw them flourish when they were not monogamous and they were exploring deal